Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhakta. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Can everybody hear me?
Yes,
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
See my screen? All right, also.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you very much. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naronchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayadmudirahe Nasta Prahishu Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Seviya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Noi. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 5, Text number 49. The chapter is titled Vidura's Talks with Maitreya. Yavad balim te ramakale yatha vayam chanam adamayatra yato vaisham ta imehi loka balim haranto annam adanti anuha yavad balim te ajaharama kale yatha vayam cha annam adamayatra yato vaisham te imehi loka balim haranto annam adanti anuha yavad balim te ajaharama kale yatha vayam channam adamayatra yato vaisham taimehi loka balim haranto annam adanti anuha. Yavat, as it may be, balim, offering, te, your, ajaha, O unborn one, her Rama shall offer, kale, at the night, at the right time, kale at the right time, yatha as much as, vayam we, cha also, annam food grains, adama shall partake, yatra whereupon, yatha as much as, ubayesham both for you and for us. They all, ime this, he certainly, lokaha living entities, balim offerings, haranta while offering, annam grains, adanti it, anuha without disturbance. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. O unborn one, please enlighten us regarding the ways and means by which we can offer you all enjoyable grains and commodities, so that both we and all other living entities in this world can maintain ourselves without disturbance and can easily accumulate the necessities of life, both for you and for ourselves. Purport. Developed consciousness begins from the human form of life and further increases in the forms of the demigods living in higher planets, living on higher planets. The Earth is situated almost in the middle of the universe, and thus the human form of life is situated between the life of the demigods and that of the demons. The planetary systems above the Earth are especially meant for the higher intellectuals called demigods. They are called demigods because although their standard of life is far advanced in culture, enjoyment, luxury, beauty, education, and duration of life, they are always fully God conscious. Such demigods are always ready to render service to the Supreme Lord because they are perfectly aware of the fact that every living entity is constitutionally an eternal subordinate servant of the Lord. They also know that it is the Lord only who can maintain all living entities with all the necessities of life. The Vedic hymns confirms this truth. Eko bahunam yabhidhati kaman ta enam abruvana ayatanam na prajanhi yasmin pratistitaha annam adame, etc. Also in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord is mentioned as Bhutabrit, or the mention of all living entities. The modern theory that starvation is due to an increase in population is not accepted by the demigods or the devotees of the Lord. The devotees or demigods are fully aware that the Lord can maintain any number of living entities, provided they are conscious of how to eat. If they want to eat like ordinary animals who have no God consciousness, then they must live in starvation, poverty, and want, like the jungle animals in the forest. The jungle animals are also maintained by the Lord with their respective foodstuffs, but they are not advanced in God consciousness. Similarly, human beings are provided with food grains, vegetables, fruits, and milk by the grace of the Lord. But it is the duty of human beings to acknowledge the mercy of the Lord. As a matter of gratitude, they should feel obliged to the Lord for their supply of foodstuffs, and they must first offer him food in sacrifice and then partake of the remnants. In the Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, 13th verse, it is confirmed that one who takes foodstuff after a performance of sacrifice, it's real food for proper maintenance of the body and soul. But that one who cooks for himself and does not perform any sacrifice, it's only lumps of sin in the shape of foodstuffs. Such sinful eating can never take can never make one happy or free from scarcity. Famine is not due to an increase in population, as less intelligent economists think, but is due to the ingratitude of human beings. When human society is grateful to the Lord for all his gifts for the maintenance of the living entities, there is certainly no scarcity or want in society. But when people are unaware of the intrinsic value of such gifts from the Lord, surely they will be in want. A person who has no God consciousness may live in opulence for the time being due to his past virtuous acts. But if he forgets his relationship with the Lord, certainly he must await the stage of starvation by the law of the powerful material nature. One cannot escape the vigilance of the powerful material nature unless he leads a God conscious or devotional life. Om Agnana Timinandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurmatanyena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manabhistam Sapitamena Bhutale Swamrupa Kadhamayam Dadati Sva Padantikam. Translation again. O unborn one, please enlighten us regarding the ways and means by which we can offer you all enjoyable grains and commodities, so that both we and all other living entities in this world can maintain ourselves without disturbance and can easily accumulate the necessities of life, both for you and for ourselves. So here the demigods are continuing their prayers to the Supreme Lord. In this chapter, where Maitreya Muni is instructing Vidura Maharaj, this last section from verse 39 to 51 is prayers of the demigods, where initially they begin by glorifying the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. As it's mentioned that one should approach the Supreme Lord by focusing on the lotus feet. Then they can go up. Now, somebody on the platform of Mother Kunti, she sees the navel of the Supreme Lord first because she's in the stage of no equivalent to her the Lord's mother. Right, Namo Pankaja Nabhae. Right, so she sees the navel of the Supreme Lord first, and then she sees the eyes, the neck, and then she sees the lotus feet and takes her. Yeah. So similarly, here the demigods begins the prayers by offering by glorifying the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, and then in their prayers mentions that those who take shelter at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord are so fortunate, and those who do not take shelter are so unfortunate. Right, so unfortunate. And now in this particular section, they are offering prayers for seeking enlightenment from the Supreme Lord and direction and how they can offer various items to the Supreme Lord. Right. So they are seeking enlightenment from the Supreme Lord. So Prabhupada nicely mentions in the purport, that in this material world of these 14 planetary systems, right, the Bhuloka or the Earth planet is in the middle. And then there are other lokas above us, 6 lokas above us, Bhuvaloka, Swaloka, Mahaloka, Janaloka, what is that? Tapaloka and Satyaloka, Brahmaloka, and 7 planetary systems below us, right? Which is Atala, there's this entire description of those lokas. Hold on for one moment. Yeah. Of the 7 planets below the earthly planet, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, and Patala. So the planets below the earth planets are called the Patal Loka. The planets above the earth planets are called the Swarga Loka or the heavenly planets. Right. While the earth planet is Martya Loka, where the human beings, right? And now with higher consciousness, they can either take, here the standards of happiness and miseries are much more balanced on the earth planet, while on the heavenly planet there is more happiness. On the lower planet there is more miseries, right? So here the demigods are seeking direction from the Supreme Lord about offering. Why offering grains? Because it's mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, 13th verse, Yagya Shishtashina Santo Muchante Sarva Kilbesai, Bhujante Tu Agama Papa Yapajante Atma Karana. Right. One should offer the food first as a sacrifice for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Lord. If they don't offer their food, they're verily eating only their sins. Right? They're verily eating only their sins. And that's why it's important to offer food. Srila Prabhupada mentions about how in the world, they're claiming that, oh, there's a scarcity of food because there's overpopulation. Right? No, it's not that there's a scarcity of food because of overpopulation. The scarcity of food is because they have forgotten how to eat. If they are living, if they are going to live as animals or lower than animals, there will be starvation. There will be starvation. There will be poverty. There will be unseasonal circumstances. There will be COVIDs and whatnot because they have forgotten how to eat. They are living more grosser than the jungle animals. Right? They've forgotten how to eat. you know, there was this book, Hard Taste, in the beginning, it says so many wonderful descriptions they wrote. Uh, they waste so much of grains because to sustain the meat industry. Now, the same amount of grains now can feed the entire world if they just give up eating meat. But they don't want to do that. They want to live like jungle animals all over. And as a result, there is starvation. And so then we got seeking enlightenment direction from the Supreme God. That okay, if how the common man will learn how to offer things, right? Why they have to offer to the Supreme Lord? Because the Lord is a supreme enjoyer, supreme maintainer, supreme proprietor. Bhaktaram yagatapasham sarvalokam maheshwaram suridam sarvabhutanam kyatmamam santim richati. No. And all the pangs of material miseries will be completely forgotten if we just accept this, the Bhaktaram yagatapasham. The Lord is the supreme beneficiary. The Lord is the supreme enjoyer. He's the supreme proprietor. Right. He's a well-wishing friend of each and every living entity. Right. Shuridam Sarvabhutanam. Right. And not just like a bandhu, official friend or mitra, but no, it's Surid, real well-wishing friend. And that's the Supreme Lord. So when the living entities offer to the Supreme Lord, then they'll be provided with the abundance of sustenance. Even if they don't offer, Lord is providing. Even to the jungle animals, He is providing. Right? Even to the jungle animals, He is providing. So what to speak of those who offer, right, to the Supreme Lord? That's why this concept of offering to the Supreme Lord is very, very important. Then in their prayers, further it is the demigods are kind of praying that by their offering, not only no, they are satisfying you, but they are also satisfying the demigods. So ultimately, the Lord is pleased, then the demigods will be sustained and the living entities will be sustained. Right? Just like watering the root of the tree. When we water to the root of the tree, automatically all the leaves also get nourishment. Right? But if we do not water to the root of the tree, right, we are involved with our own sense gratification and then we exploit material nature. Then there is starvation, then there is miseries. And we all suffer. Right? We all suffer. Because living this Martya Loka. So collective karma would influence all of us. Right? Will have its effect to all of us. And Srila Prabhupada makes a point. A person who has no God consciousness may live in opulence for the time being due to his past virtuous acts. But because he has forgotten his relationship with the Lord, certainly he must await the stage of starvation by the law of the powerful material nature. Right. momentarily now, because of his past virtuous acts, right? The punya which he has performed, he may be born with a silver spoon, and his set means uh, cashing all the credit which he has accumulated. But the moment that balance is over, right, he gets subjugated to the starvation. He gets subjugated to the material nature because no, he has not taken to the self of the Supreme Lord. So this material nature, which is his Maya Sakti, is very, very powerful. Right? All Brahma Bhuvana Luke Puna Avartana Arjuna. From the topmost platform of Lord Brahma to everybody, to the lowest insignificant ant. Everybody goes through this birth-death cycle. Right? And with different gradations of material nature, which they come under the influence of, like in the previous verses mentioned, because of the different gradations of the material nature which they come under the influence, they are not united. Right? They're not united. The only unifying factor is the Supreme Lord, if we keep the Lord in the center of our life. Right? Otherwise, with our influence of the material nature, somebody would be in the mode of goodness, they would have one kind of proclivity, mode of passion, dominance, another kind of proclivity, mode of ignorance, dominance, another kind of proclivity, and everybody will try to lord it over the material nature if they have no God consciousness. That's why now the real peace is understanding that the Lord is a supreme enjoyer. The Lord is a supreme enjoyer. And that Lord, as a supreme enjoyer, is appearing, his appearance day being tomorrow, Ram Nami, as Lord Ram, right? As Lord Ram. Right. People just by um, uttering the word Ram, even ignorantly, like Haram, in this verse also there is a word, Haram, shall offer. It means shall offer. But, they get the benefit. Like, Haram, the um, uh, people in the following the faith of Islam, they call Haram. But ultimately, they're calling out Lord Ram. Right? Lord Ram. Supreme enjoyer. And then the maintenance is there. Right? And that's why we see there's no starvation. There is nobody is suffering in Ram Rajya. Because everybody is centered under directions of the Supreme Lord. The demigods are centered, the living entities are centered, and each and every citizen is centered around the Supreme Lord. And Lord enlightens everybody. And that's how here the demigods are seeking enlightenment. Please enlighten us regarding the ways and means by which you can offer. Right? If we have the desire, the Lord in the form of Super Soul within us will enlighten us how to offer. And He will guide us from within. To other devotees of the Supreme Lord, how to offer, how to keep Lord in the center of our life. And that way, gain uh, uh, synchronization, complete unity. between all living entities. Yeah. Okay, are there any questions, discussions? Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Achha, Jagannath Prabhu.
Dandavad Pranam Prabhu.
Jagannath Prabhu.
So Prabhu, so we need to offer the grain and whatever we are eating before eating we need to offer Lord. But
Yes.
my question is that we're offering Lord, or then and that bhoga we mixed with the other remaining extra foods, right? So that is the prasadam. But sometimes we offer the Lord, but sometimes we not able to forgot, or that is our mistake, not able to mix with the extra foods. That is okay, or we need to mix with the bhogas, right? Whatever the
Yeah,
after bhoga, it's a prasadam. Yes.
good question, Achha, Jagannath Prabhu. That okay, we have made preparations for the Supreme Lord, and we have taken the items out to offer to the Supreme Lord, and the Lord partakes it, and out of His causeless mercy gives it back as Mahaprasad.
Yes.
And that Mahaprasad, if we do not mix with the other food stuff, would that be considered prasad? Yeah. When the consciousness is that, okay, we have made it for the Supreme Lord and we have taken it out to offer to the Supreme Lord, whatever we have made is prasad.
Okay, whether we mixed it with the Mahaprasad or not, right?
Whether we mix it or not, it is prasad. Now,
Okay.
further mixing it, yes, it becomes more prasad. But whether we mix it or not, like not, Srila Prabhupada during his time when his early time when his disciples were working in different factories and all, when the preparations will be made, he will first make the thali and he will keep it aside for the Lord, so that it can be offered in the time when there is offering. And then he will have the devotees pack up their lunch box or whatever to take it for lunch. So that whenever they eat, they are able to eat that food, which is this prasad, because the Lord has taken first. It is prasad because the Lord has taken first, and it is prepared with that consciousness so that the Lord is the beneficiary. Right.
Yes.
Otherwise, we'll see that in Mayapur there are like tons and tons of food made. Right. Or the restaurants which are running, Govindas. We just have a small unit, but there are big restaurants. Right. And they make so many items. So the amount of items they go on making, each and every time, otherwise for that 12 hours, the pujari would be just offering to the Supreme Lord. Right. But not, there's a direction given. Okay, no, means the first preparation which you make in that particular unit means make all the preparation, you offer it to the Supreme Lord. That means whatever else you make in the kitchen means is all considered as prasad. Because the Lord is in the center of that facility. Is that all right?
Yes, Prabhu. Got it, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Quick question. Dandavat Pranam, all Guru Shri Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, sometimes, what happens, like a lot of times actually, it happens when kids want to prepare something, like suppose they want to bake a cake or something, but sometimes, what happens is the struggle is that they don't want to take shower, or, like they just want to, like they're not in physically pure, you can say, they either use the bathroom or, like they don't want to take shower before they make it, So in those cases, where we know that we have to take shower, we have to be, like pure when we offer. So what do you do in that? Like, I still ask them, if they're not, I don't want to push it too much, I still ask them to offer mentally, like, or even if they're bringing like something from outside, like just to offer it mentally so that Krishna can take away all the, like, the materialism or like what the bad stuff, whatever is in. So I don't know what the right approach is, but this is what I do, because I don't want to push them every time, to be very clean, physically, so far as they are even mentally offering. Even if they open a box of cereals, suppose, like they get up in the morning, I still say just offer it. So I don't know what the right approach is.
Yeah, good, Mataji. Yeah, so these are the practical things where, at times it's made when we are unclean, right? So under that condition, what do? We just, before taking it, as you mentioned, uh, just pray to the Lord, right? Before partaking whatever food which we take. From us, there are devotees who would just no, say the name of the, chant the Mahamantra one time. Okay. The real thing is, yes, we want to be clean and we want to make a nice, small, whatever small, even a small photo, and offer it in front of them. But if somehow, if you're not able to do that, if you're not, and still, okay, you start with at least thanking the Lord that he has given us this food stuff, and he's the beneficiary, right? So slowly, it is a gradual process. As you very rightly mentioned, we can't force them. It's a gradual process. But at least they will have that understanding that, I have to thank the Lord. This is the Lord. This is the Lord. And slowly they'll come to the understanding, shouldn't I be clean? Shouldn't my surroundings will be clean? Even as devotees of the Lord, many times we'll see our kitchen so messy, right? Yeah, sometimes the kitchen is the extension of the altar. Just as the altar has to be serene, the kitchen also has to be serene and clean. But yeah, these are challenges. But we cannot force them. Gradually, they'll come to that stage. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much. Thank you, Haribo.
Okay, we'll further discuss. If anybody has questions on the Nityam Bhagavata Sevya, or they can contact me. I should follow the time limit. Thank you very much. We'd like to wish you all a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. And we'd like to offer our humble obeisances at the lotus feet of all the Assembled Vaishnavas. Mancha
Kalpatarubhyascha
Pasinubhyevach
Gītānām pāvanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
Namo Namah.
Vaishnavrinda ki jai.
Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much, Madhupati Prabhu. Very nice.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Madhupati Prabhu.
3 times.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, ma'am.
We had Amritanan Prabhu's mother-in-law, Dr. Body yesterday, Mother Sheila, and all the other devotees. Let's chant 3 times Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Ram,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Ki Jai. God
Thank you, everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.